How's it going, everybody? I just heard about the trade. Jameson Taillon to the New York Yankees. Taillon has some upside. Let's get into what the Yankees gave up for him. Let's start with left fielder Canaan Smith. He hit .307 with 11 home runs and 74 RBIs in Single A a couple of years ago. Obviously, no minor leagues last year. Michael Escato is a shortstop from the Dominican, just going to be 21 this year. And then Ronzi Contreras, who pitched 2 years ago in A-ball, was 12-5, 3.33 ERA. High upside, but again, just 21 years old. So the big part of this deal is got to be Miguel Yajure. Miguel Yajure was a guy who I felt could impact the Yankees bullpen this year, but he's not a guy who throws overly hard. And we know that the Yankees value velocity, especially in their ballpark, because if a guy really isn't throwing that hard, it gives you a little bit more time to recognize the pitch and adjust to try and hit the ball in the air. So that might be a consideration as to why they were willing to give up Miguel Yajure in this deal. But I think Miguel Yajure has a bright future, and I'm a little jealous that he's going to be pitching for the Pirates. But Jameson Taillon is a guy with a lot of upside. Jameson Taillon has had Tommy John surgery twice, most recently in 2019. So he will be returning from Tommy John surgery this year. The track record for guys coming back from Tommy John surgery a second time really is nowhere near as good as guys who come back the first time from Tommy John surgery. The last time he pitched, he made 7 starts. He was 2-3 with a 4.10 ERA. He's kind of a big, lanky guy, has kind of an awkward arm motion, but throws pretty hard, 95, 96 miles an hour. Apparently, he's pretty good friends with Gerrit Cole. And on the recommendation of Gerrit Cole, the Yankees made this move. Now, Taillon, I don't know where he's going to slot into the rotation, but I do know that the rotation has some question marks, right? We've got Gerrit Cole. We know Gerrit Cole's going to be at the top. But then we've got Corey Kluber, who threw 1 inning last season. Really last pitched very well like 3 years ago. And then we've got Taillon, who didn't pitch at all last year and only pitched in 7 games in 2019. Was pretty good in 2018, 14-10, 3.20 ERA. And then later on in the rotation, we've got Jordan Montgomery, who I think is due for a breakout. And then we've got Luis Severino coming back midseason. He's another guy who could be a question mark because he's coming back from surgery. But again, just his first surgery as opposed to Taillon coming back from his second surgery. So you got to think that he's probably a bit more likely to, be near full strength. And then also Domingo Germán, who missed all of last season due to a domestic violence suspension. So really, the jury's out on a lot of these guys. They do have some rookies coming up. Davy Garcia is an option. He made 6 starts last year, had a 4.98 ERA. But again, just 6 starts, just going to be 22 years old. He's probably going to need a few, trips up and down between AAA and the major leagues before he really puts it all together. His baseball savant metrics were not super impressive, so they're going to want to improve things like his spin rate and his whiff percentage, his chase percentage, things like that. And then there's Clark Schmidt, who everybody in the organization seems to think is going to be a stud. He was a first-round draft pick, but when he came up, he really struggled with command. He was kind of all over the place. I've, gone over his mechanical issues at length on this podcast. So the Yankees have a ton of question marks in their rotation. I hope that Jameson Taillon can come back and be the number 2 or number 3 or number 4. If everybody's healthy, it probably goes Gerrit Cole, Corey Kluber, Luis Severino, Jameson Taillon, and then Jordan Montgomery with Domingo Germán and Davy Garcia and Clark Schmidt battling out for, replacement spots for whoever gets injured. You really need 6 or 7 or 8 starters these days that are capable when you enter a season, just to account for injuries and things like that. Seems like every year somebody gets hurt. And don't sleep on Jordan Montgomery, because his metrics were a lot better than his overall numbers. He was quite unlucky. Overall, I feel like the Yankees have enough options now. They're probably done getting pitchers. I wouldn't look for somebody like Castillo. I think that this is probably it for the Yankees in terms of moves for the pitching staff. They may continue to explore moves to add a left-handed bat to their lineup, but they really don't need to. They've already got a pretty good offense. So this may be it for the Yankees as they head into 2021. We'll see. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel.